And we are live. Okay. Hello world. This is day 172 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Last time we fiddled around for a little bit, thought about doing some different things, and then decided that none of it would be as easy as just doing benchmarking stuff. And then it turned out benchmarking is a little bit difficult. So this time we're gonna continue doing the benchmarking stuff, hopefully make some more progress. Hopefully it's all gonna be good. Yeah. Today might be a little bit short because I'm low-key like pretty tired. I sat in like a 80-minute class where like we kind of just talked about so it's a class on like kernel dev. And somehow in that class the topic of interpreters versus compilers came up. It was in context of like VMs. Yeah, so that was that was a pretty interesting 80 minutes. And then I went to the gym and I went pretty hard. So as a result, I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, it was a nice pull day. Yeah, I feel pretty good about all of that. So anyways, we're looking at benchmarking. So we have this benchmark script. We're struggling to get the temp file made for it at least. So we have make temp. Right, so then we can look at that. Alright, what happens if we try to... Oh, right. Can we execute that somehow? Is there a way we can do that? So that's the problem, is we can't execute it, right? Execute temp or Unix run temp file. Or maybe execute a temp file? Maybe that'll be more useful. Oh yeah, also happy April Fools. I have renamed Panic to Calm. Oh, is that what we need to do? Right? Oh, that's really funny. Okay, let's try with This is very awkward, actually. SH? Yeah, okay. I guess maybe maybe I shouldn't be trying to execute a temp file anyway. So let's actually avoid doing this. Yeah, so let's do what do we want to do here? Let's go to like let's do panic-dir. I guess we should make like a temp-dir or something. I don't know. Temp-dir. I don't know. we're really struggling here. So we can just do like, I guess we could put it in build, huh? Build is like safe for the most part. Let's just make a temp-dir. We'll just put it in like test and then like, I don't know, temp. Benchmark / temp. Well, we'll do that. And that'll just be like our buffer, I guess. I don't know. Or we could just put it directly in benchmark, but I think that gets a little bit dangerous. So let's avoid doing it that way. Temp is just like, I guess it's just our slot pile. Yeah, okay, let's... Yeah, so we can just do tempter slash, we can do benchmark name. Yeah, we can do that. We can just call it that for now. Or like underscore compiler name. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, so then we build to bin, and then we run bin. We do all that. Let's try running it again. What? Line 33. Oh. I see. Okay. So it's we need to make the file. What is wrong here? Not open output file. Do we need to like... Do we actually just need to... Oh, we need to make the tempter. That's what I'm missing. So we can make dir tempter, and then we can like rm-r tempter. There we go. But not really, because, okay. So it builds, and we're not executing it properly. Or actually, wait, no, we don't even need that. We can just do this, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's actually delete that just to see what the output is, or the diff is. They differ. Well, that's not ideal. Output. Or wait, no. Let's echo output. This is 56. Something tells me our Fibonacci is wrong. I can't quite figure out why, but this looks like it should be correct. Huh. What? How is it getting 56? Is there like some wraparound thing that's happening? Wait. Int limit. Or actually, Unix return code limit. 255, okay, yeah. So we have some... We might have some wraparound issues. We might need a runtime library of some sort. That's really annoying. That's actually very annoying. Yeah, that's super annoying actually. Okay, let's make that a thing real quick. We can just precompile it and then we can figure out what to do with a preprocessor eventually. This is really annoying. Yeah, how do you want to do this? What if we just say this is 56 because it wraps around? Let's just do that for now. Or actually, we could do... actually, we could do Fibonacci of 42, or fib equals that. So fib, and we can just do some like comparison thing here. Actually, int expected equals, we can yoink that. Actual equals that. Return expected minus actual. We'll just do that, and we can just expect 0, to be honest, I think. And that also gets rid of like this awkward expected stuff. What's good, Ferocious Fang? Thought you would have landed a compiler role by now. Have you had any interviews so far? I have a compiler internship lined up for the summer, but I'm not counting that for the series at least. Yeah, I'm only really counting like full time for it. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of a technicality in a sense. Let me reset my camera. Okay. What's good, Scottish? I haven't seen you in a second. Hopefully you've been doing all right. Yeah, we'll just do something like this for this. I don't know. Yeah, this is some really stupid benchmark. I'm gonna need to like rewrite a lot of stuff for this at least. Okay, so then I guess yeah, let's then output not equals 0. I don't know. Does this work? Oh. $sign. Okay. Huh. Maybe I need to do that? How do I do if statements again? This is not going great. Let's go back to regression. Let's yoink some stuff. Oh, I need like this brackets thing. Like that maybe? There we go. So that not equals 0. Right, let's do it like that. Okay, there we go. We don't need to delete bin like that anymore. What is... Oh, right, we don't have elapsed. Duh. So we want n time minus... Do we want like... how do we subtract things in bash? Bash subtract two variables. Oh, that's really gross. So we want like what? Like this? And, or we want like end time minus start time. Something like that, right? I've been remaking Pokemon. I'll first do something in JS, then Python, then I see. Yeah, I mean, every programming language like looks very similar in some way. So I think like, I don't really think there's much of a distinction to make, but I think that's like, it's up to you what you want to do with it. Have you played a game called Replace the Farmer? I have not heard of that before. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Okay, we're just gonna do that. Let's just do like local elapsed equals, let's just paste that, end time minus start time. And then we can do like this, elapsed. We can do that. Nope, okay, BC does not exist. Okay, we're gonna do awk. Just gonna do awk. Why is subtraction so difficult? Like, actually, why is it so difficult? Okay, so we want awk, begin, and we want print that. Right, like that. Is that what we wanted? Let's see what it is. Okay, we have a time now. That's nice. Okay. So that's like half of the fight. So update test, or update what's it called? Oh wait, this runs way faster now. Probably because it's actually optimizing things out. Bash file that makes life so much easier for me. Using prop to compile. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I might look up Replace the Farmer. Although, to be completely honest, I'm not particularly interested in it. So yeah, apologies. Man, I need a runtime library. That would make this slot pile so much less awful. Okay, so now we need to update Panic itself, which is gonna be a little bit more annoying. We're gonna need to update a little bit of the plumbing around this. So, yeah. So we have this file, and the problem is we need to run it through the assembler and the linker still. So right now, like, we get assembly code, so we need to like run it through everything else. Let's see. We can do all of that. And then the default is assembly. So let's start with another else if branch. So what was it again? -s? I think. This should be ASM. That's our default for now, I believe. Clang -s. S flag. -s. Mash case. There we go. Yeah, so we want that. What else do we want? We could eventually implement pre-process. Yeah, this could be interesting. I think I want to like do these as well. Yeah, let's do -s or arg equals assemble. We'll just yoink that. Let's see. Where do we want to put this actually? I guess we could put this in the back end, right? Yeah, or like in the back portion of this. Okay, so let's yoink this line. So we want like let's go -s, comma, -assemble. Is there anything else interesting here? I guess not really. You guys are cooked. If getting a job is hard for this guy, then I'm beyond cooked. Not really. I think one of the big things to consider is that I technically have like an internship summer ahead of me. So in that sense, like I am kind of like deliberately stretching the series out in a sense. So I would not give up hope that easily because oh my god, I have a typo here. Anyway, yeah, you definitely have hope. I think the broader tech market is like not as cooked as things look, to be honest. I think now things are trending upwards at least. So just keep your hopes up, and just keep doing the work, and you will get there. I don't think there's too much to worry about. Okay, anyway, let's copy this. Output assembly. Or I guess what is -c again? Is that obj? Clang C flag. -2, that's really funny. Okay, so yeah, this is just like object file. Yeah, I should reorganize this a little bit at some point. Yeah, so we can do that, and then we can do like -c or what? --compile. This should be whip. Let's see, what else do we want? I want to add the preprocessor, so let's throw that here. So -e, comma, -- preprocess, and then only run preprocessor. I'll just do that. Onto the programming to a professional level where I could get a job in it. Yeah, I mean, you'll get there someday. I think you just need to like, it is just a product of the amount of time and hours you put into it. So, yeah, I believe in you. I'm sure you can get it done. Okay, let's just throw this here. This should be -c. Let's scroll down here a little bit, or -- compile. Do. And then we also want -e somewhere here. Let's put it up here, I guess. Or that should be big E. Preprocess. Yeah, we can just leave those to-dos there for now. Let's go John. I know Switch, it doesn't work on strings. I wish it did, but it just doesn't. so unlucky. What are you even creating? Can you describe your project? I'm making compiler from C to x86-64. The goal is to at least like replicate a lot of like the functionality that like LLVM provides. Is that a C++ thing? I think a lot of languages don't have switch for strings. C, or at least C++, switch string. Yeah, so it just doesn't exist for strings. Yeah, so that's the problem. I think, does Java have it? Java switch string? It took them a while, apparently. Yeah. It's cause strings are just very awkward, at least to work with. So. Not gonna say when, but I'm nearly 19, that makes me feel old. Well, I mean, I get that, but also like, I'm definitely older, so I mean, I'm not sure what that means for myself, at least. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about this pretty extensively. I think just a giant if-else tree is unfortunately the best way to do this, unless I wanted to like make some like stupid class or something and like use some like really cursed like parse into dynamic dispatch slop. That doesn't seem fun though, so I'm not going to do that. What's good, Roman? Good to see you. Let's see, what else do we want to add here? So assemble, we want like obj, and then we want executable, I guess. Right? Or binary, I guess maybe we could call it. And we can do pre-process as well in here, maybe. I think we could do that. First time hearing about LLVM? I guess it's fair. It's kind of like a... It kind of provides a lot of plumbing, at least. I wouldn't say it's like very visible, usually. I think Swift uses LLVM for what it's worth, so... yeah, that's kind of interesting as well. Rust also uses LLVM. I think Julia also has LLVM support. Yeah, a lot of stuff uses LLVM. Okay, anyway, let me log in for a second. Actually, we could just... so compile should be down to obj, I believe. And then the default should be link, default should be bit binary. And this should be output level equals. Let's make this pre-process. Okay, so now this is really annoying. Okay, let's do pre-process, which I can't spell for some reason. I can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so we can yoink that, we can do that, that's all fine and dandy. What else do we need to add? Case output level. We want... let's do obj first. What does it return anyway with the C flag? Let's go here. Let's run build or let's run Clang. Test benchmark input fib, and let's give it -c. Okay, it's just .o. So rm fib.o. And then let's do .o. And then finally we have binary. So now this is really awkward because this should just be a.out. Yeah, this is very annoying actually. So output file equals. How do you make a new file? This is annoying. When it comes to programming languages, Java, I hate Java. Yeah, Java is very verbose at least. Yeah, I mean, it's all stuff like you learn eventually. I think like Java is a very hard language to start off with just because it throws so much slush at you. So yeah, I mean that's kind of inevitable. You learn it eventually. And like you just have to like, at least with Java, you kind of just have to accept that some things will not make sense for a bit. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but like public means public, static means static, like string array is a string array named args, and then main is main, and then void, like I know it really does not sound very useful, but like it all does make sense eventually. You just gotta keep at it. And like if you're learning a lot of different languages at once, I think it will be very difficult to do that. And I think if you focus on the programming language rather than like the underlying concepts behind it, you will have a hard time. Anyway, this is std file file system file. How do we make a file? What is input file again? It's a path, okay. So std file system path. Oh wait, we can just replace file name? Oh. Wait. Wait, this is really funny actually. Replace file name. And then we want a. And then we want to replace the extension with .out. This is so stupid. Last time I tried getting Rust, it got hacked. That's insane. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what you're doing. I think you really should just pick one language for now. Like, you can extend out to more eventually, but like, no one is. It's very hard to find someone that like is very comfortable with a lot of different languages at once. So I would suggest you like slow down and just pick a language for now. And like there are gonna be some parts that suck, obviously, but no language is perfect. Every language is made for a specific purpose, and unfortunately that comes with some design choices and trade-offs here and there that you will just have to deal with for better or for worse. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. This is really freaking funny though. Okay, we've got this done. Let's go Coco. I'm still at it? Yeah. Of course I am. You like errors or exceptions? I'm gonna say no. I think custom errors and exceptions in general are generally like, it's very easy to like pollute your namespace with a bunch of different classes, and like this is why like OCaml doesn't let you define custom error types, I believe. Like it used to let you, and then it just made too much of a mess. Like if you like, the example that like I point to here is like Java, where like let's say you're making some like, I don't know, some game, and then you have like invalid game exception, and then like that sits in a library, and then everything that imports that library also has to like, it also has to like handle that exception, and then like you also have to like figure out how to propagate that upwards, and it just poisons your entire like, it poisons your entire class system. It's just awful. Yeah, I don't know, I think this sort of idea of like errors being able to like poison upwards is just like really annoying, and I'm not a fan of it personally. So yeah. Okay, let's yank this stuff. Let's yank that. This output level should be ASM. Errors as values versus exceptions, I see. Well, but then errors as values also sucks, because then like it's not readable. Like, what do I do with error code 7? My name is like the Therak, and my code was written by one person, and I zapped a bunch of people with too much radiation. Like, I don't know. It makes such a mess, at least. Game dev is the fastest way to see results. I think that's one way to think about it. I don't really think that's accurate, but if it works for you, then fair enough. I didn't like exceptions, but I kind of do now after writing more TypeScript. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I guess like from a PL perspective, it just makes kind of a mess. And I don't know. It feels very awkward to like require. I guess like, I don't know. It's like, what's the point of an error if you're just gonna throw it without catching it, at least? What's good, Niraj? Good to see you. I'm still slapping it out. How's your game going? What's I gonna do? I was gonna add preprocess somewhere here. Yeah, but then like you need to add the type of like the error, and it's like, it's like no one likes it. Wait. Okay, so let's do output, switch on output level. And we can, let's just like error here, right? Or does that already, okay, we can just return one like that. See, after compilation, I don't know, we'll just do that. Do jobs take Python or Lua seriously? Lua, I think, is probably fine. It's just like, I don't know, like, I feel like it's very incorrect to say like jobs take like languages seriously or not. Like, Python and Lua have like very large projects written in them. Like, the entirety of the machine learning community would not exist without Python, for instance. Like, Python is used pretty much everywhere. It's sort of like a glue, or like probably the closest thing to a general purpose language. Lua has like some games written in it, like Balatro, if you've heard of that, is completely in Lua. NeoVim's like config stuff is in Lua. So on and so forth. It's useful for a lot of like odd jobs, but it's definitely not as large. But like companies will definitely take it seriously. It's just like the problem is like just a question of do they need someone that knows the language, right? Like I don't like a lot of companies will like look for Python devs, but very few companies will look for like Lua devs, for instance. How do y'all think compilers is a field of C++? What do you mean by as a field of C++? I don't really understand what that means. Python the best for robots, but I think C or C++ would be better for it. Why? What is your reasoning for that? I think just looking at the numbers and looking at, I guess, the current spread of, I guess, whatchamacallit, I guess like machine learning projects, a lot of them use a lot of Python at least. So it feels irresponsible to say that like C or C++ would be better. That's not to say that the Python libraries aren't written in like C or like C++, but at least working with a lot of like the front end work is done through Python at least. You can do anything in any language, but some are more optimized for certain tasks. Exactly. Like it's less about like picking a perfect language and more just about like picking a language that like you agree with, and I guess like figuring out like what sorts of jobs look for people that work with that language. How would you rate compilers as a field of C++? I still don't understand what you mean by like a field of C++, because C++ is a language. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so right now, just like going back to the project for a second, because I've been reading chat a lot. So right now I'm like fixing like my CLI stuff for the compiler. I've added the assemble flag, the compile flag, and I've added like the preprocess flag. Preprocess we need to worry about eventually because the preprocessor. Let's just do a to-do here real quick for the preprocessor. But for object and for compile and for I guess running all the way through, we need to invoke the linker and the assembler. So I'll need to do that in a second. Let's do this. Let's do output. Or no, we're not doing output. Let's just error. Let's change in quotes. Oh, my LSP is not enjoying this. Preprocessor whip. We'll do that. Also, how would you guide a newbie trying to go into compilers? Rex. How did you get basic autocomplete and stuff in Neovim? Yeah, so I have, I use ClangD. So it's in my like LSP setup. I imagine like you have some sort of LSP, the nvim LSP config plugin at least. And specifically just like ClangD. This is just like my basic setup for it. Yeah, it's just ClangD, and then like the default flags are like stood C++23. So yeah. In terms of like LLVM and Cling, I think or like with LLVM, the project that I'd point you towards, yeah, this lives in Kaleidoscope. So did I set up make? Yeah, I set up like CMake or something. There's like a lot of slush here because the tutorial was outdated. In the make file, I think there's like, okay, I can't seem to find the specific flag, but there was a flag which like allows you to export like a compiler commands.json file. I don't know where that goes though. I definitely have it in panic though, I think. Yeah, .cache, clangd index. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that gets generated there. Or sometimes like it'll generate like a compile commands.json. So it's spelled like compile commands.json, and that gives all the LSP info. There's another thing that you could also use for that, bear compile commands. Yeah, so there's this tool called bear. It generates compile commands .json for you as well. I would look into this, and clangd should automatically hook up properly with this. So yeah. A lot of words to say. Either use CMake with like compile commands or use bear. Faster performance, direct hardware access, memory control, all in Python. You aren't necessarily wrong, but a lot of the mainstream Python libraries are written in like C or C++, and then they're called from Python. So like Python is like a very user-friendly language in comparison, because you don't have to worry about a lot of these things. And it's also nice because like the people that want to make their code fast, they just write them in C or C++. So they do all the worrying, and then they just give you a nice little Python library that has everything pretty much accounted for. So yeah. So in a sense, Python is still slower, but speed isn't like the only consideration, at least when picking a language. Is compiler dev fun for more than one project? I think it's interesting, at least. I think like this one big project is, or at least like, I find like working on tooling or like, yeah, like working on tooling or like just learning about the theory really interesting. So I guess that's why this sort of project works well for me. But I don't know. It's all very personal preference. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Your mileage may vary if you're not really like someone that really enjoys the theory. How does a compiled language work as a library for an interpreted one? Most languages have like some sort of like foreign function interface, some sort of like API for like calling C functions. Like you could look up like Rust FFI, or like Python probably has like some sort of C FFI, presumably. So then like the way you would like install it is like, you would basically like build the C library on your computer, and then like the Python code like assumes that that exists somewhere. And then it would just call the functions respectively from that. Like NumPy does this, for instance, if you wanted to look into it more concretely. But I haven't like touched Python in a second, so you might have to like, your guess is as good as mine beyond that, at least. Okay, how do we C++ execute command? We need std system. Okay, that's actually not bad. C stdlib. Wait, what? Huh. Okay. Okay, I mean, that's useful. Yeah, okay, let's do std system. Can you write a Python library in C++? Feels like a series you could do after this. I could probably, yeah. I don't really know what I'd write, but it could be interesting. Okay, let's add cstdlib. Oh, we need to move default down here. Okay, so we want std system. We want something there. So here, I think we could just like, so that's like, just as an example, let's do clang -s source, or not source, test regression input. Let's give it like many-reg.c. So we have many-reg.s, so we want which cc. So what happens if we do cc many-reg.s? Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, so what do we want to do with cc? Oh, there's some real slop here. So we want -c. Right? Okay, let's try that. Well, that's not ideal. Oh god. What was it complaining about? Adgersig. cc adgersig. Or wait. Ah, I see. That's really funny, actually. Okay, so it turns out adgersig is Clang specific. So let's try this again, but instead of using Clang, let's use GCC. So that works. So then we can do that. So we have a.out many-reg.s and .o. So let's just get rid of that. Okay. Okay, this is really annoying. So there's the problem that we need like a temp file somewhere. Is there a way we can just like pipe from std in, or do we actually need to make a temp file? Take care, Scottish. Get some rest. I don't know. What am I doing here? Read assembly from string. I don't know. Okay, this is not helpful. Let's just write to a temp file. This is really annoying. Wow, that's actually super annoying. Yeah, what is the best way to do this? We probably want to make a temp file, right? Yeah, okay. Had to check something. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so we need to make a temp file somewhere. I'm not really sure what the best way to do this is. We could just like std system it, but like this feels very awkward. Yeah, this is terrible actually. I don't know. I'll think more about this in the future. Let's keep what we have for now. Write to temp file. We could just like write to the final place, to be honest, even. Yeah, we could start with this. Start cleaning up compiler or CLI for obj and binary outputs. Okay, we'll push that, and I think that's a pretty reasonable place to stop for today. Yeah, I think so. We're gonna finish this up next time, hopefully, and then we can see how slow our code is in comparison. But yeah, thank you all so much for showing up today. If you haven't already, like the stream, sub to the channel. While you're down there, check out the description, join the Discord, add me on LinkedIn, GitHub, you know, the usual. Give me money if you wish, don't if you don't wish. Yeah, take care, y'all, take it easy, and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.